Hello and welcome to another video. So unfortunately this video as well had audio problems. I had about 3 that I done that had audio problems, so I'm recording the audio over the top of these, so I'm sorry if they're a little odd, but hopefully that's alright. So we have a mid shadow deck that I made a few modifications to. Basically, you know, I've seen a lot of Immortal Thane. I've put in a Unica because I wanted something sticky to stick to the board. The same reason I put in Grimnir. It's a solid versatile card that sticks to the board quite well. Bone Chimera, taking the 3 slot over Catacomb, and then Catacomb slotting into 4 where Orthrus used to be. Running my double Cerberus because I still only have 2, and a triple Hector, of course, because why not? Also we have the 3 Goblins, Skull Beast, and Soul Conversion. So there's not much more to say about the deck overall. It seems to be doing okay. I mean, I'm sure there's always room for improvement, and I'm sure that there will be in the future. But at the moment, we're still performing the same sort of combos, you know, getting Catacomb on 4 with a Bone Chimera on turn 3, so we can set up a nice little combo there, which you'll see in the footage coming up. We also have obviously the Shadow Reapers, which deal quite well, and a couple of Soul Squashes to deal with other threats. So sure, I won't be long here until we get into the video, so let's just wait and see how we go here. The video after this should be another classic blood video. I know you guys enjoy those sort of videos, so hopefully you enjoy that one. But let's just see where this goes. Here we go, game 1. So we have Shadowverse Haven. A good way to show this matchup, honestly. Haven usually has quite a nice advantage. I'm pretty sure I was playing against Stormhaven here. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it was Stormhaven, which is why I made some of the plays I made in this part of the footage. So pretty much we've got a nice turn 1, turn 2 play into maybe even a possible turn 3 with the Shadow Reaper. We don't see much from Haven, obviously. They do have their god-like tier 1 play, but we do draw into Catacomb, which is basically a perfect setup. If we manage to pull Bone Chimera, we have an even better setup, which I believe we do pull next turn. So that's pretty damn awesome. Can't really go wrong with a Bone Chimera turn 3 into a Catacomb turn 4. And because these guys are playing Storm, they don't really have much to play out here. So at first I was a little worried they might have been playing a control variant, but after seeing how eagerly they pushed that out, I was about 50-50 on whether it was Storm or not. And then I'm pretty sure a couple of plays in, they very obviously make it a Storm deck. So we do get to drop Catacomb here, giving us a total of 8 shadows, I believe. 4 for what's on board now, and 4 for its procs, which is nice. Setting up for that Demon Lord super early. They do banish though, which removes 2 shadows, so that's unfortunate. And then they go for a untargetable, which isn't really an issue. I mean, I've got plenty on board. I've got my Evolves next turn. I should be able to deal with what's here. So what I go for here is the Shadow Reaper. I know that I can make it quite valuable to me, especially with the Goblin trade here. And being able to trade into the Tiger as an option is always nice. So I don't go for that because I'm pretty sure they were playing Storm, so I wasn't too worried about a turn 5 Ancient Lion. And I'm glad I made the play because honestly it kind of set me up quite nicely. They do unfortunately play the double Mania, which is really a pain in the ass to deal with, especially when I have to pressure it out. I would have liked a Death's Breath, honestly, but I didn't manage to pull that here, unfortunately. What I do manage to pull, though, is the Unica. Now, Unica doesn't do anything here at all. The Skeletons, on the other hand, trade really well. I can trade and kill off the big guy, and then evolve and trade into the other one, while giving 5 damage to their face and setting them to 7. Which is quite crucial. So getting your opponent down to 7 health is just a great spot for you to be in. And being able to set up Hector next turn is just awesome. So fortunately, they aren't able to actually deal with this board. They only are able to kill the Reaper, which isn't a big issue, leaving Unica up, which is good, because the Hector drop that we can see in my hand fits really nicely. We put them to 2 and then say deal with our board. The only real option they would have had to deal was a decree, which I believe they didn't have. Which closes out game 1 here, I'm pretty sure. Yep. So they don't have their board clear and they didn't draw it. And we got pretty lucky, honestly. So that wasn't too bad. So we'll go into game 2. So we have a sword versus our new mid. We did get to go first here, which isn't a bad spot for Shadow if you can get a nice hand. Unfortunately, we don't get the best hand, I'm pretty certain. Yeah, we get 2 drops, which is bad. I would have preferred to have had the 1 drop for going first. Being able to push that out against sword is kind of important. Fortunately, we just didn't manage to pull that off. We do get Bone Chimera though. Bone Chimera Catacomb. If you can pull it into your hand in the opening hand, you're pretty set, honestly. There's not much that your opponent can do. So we do get to set this up here, getting in Shadow. Saving Unica just in case. So I may have made a wrong play here though. I was debating on whether to attack into the Unica or not to attack into the Unica. I eventually decided not to attack it, just because maybe Bone Chimera could trade, but I was just waiting to see. So they do end up trading anyway, so it doesn't really make an overall difference. But I do get to play the Bone Chimera combo I like to play out now, which is ram Bone Chimera and then play Catacomb to get full value out of it. Basically the equivalent of turn 3 Catacomb. Maybe even slightly better because I'd already set up 3 shadows by that point, so not too bad. We do see the Geno come down, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's not hard to deal with. I get to easily trade off a skeleton here and then evolve the excess skeleton to kill off the Geno and deal 1 damage to their face, which I think was the most effective way to do this. Does put me down on evolve, which is a really bad spot considering I'm going first, but to get that aggro pressure out early where they can't really drop anything is good. I mean, if they had have dropped Albert here, for example, it probably wouldn't have been a great play. Saber, on the other hand, is pretty much perfect for them. Being able to play Saber and just completely dominate is really good. We, on the other hand, get to play the Reaper, which fortunately recovers our hand nicely. I was a little worried on what I was going to do and how I was going to deal with this Saber. But once we saw Reaper drop, it was really obvious on how to play this. So our Reaper gets pumped up to a 4/4, and we get left with 1 skeleton and a Unica, along with a zombie party for next turn, which fits really nicely. They do decide to go for the ward approach though. They start building walls to keep me out, which is kind of rude, don't you think? I wouldn't have liked that at all. Leaving me with a couple of walls to deal with is a real pain. Fortunately though, I do have options. I mean, this Hector play basically clinched it. I'm able to deal 10 damage just off board, 12 once I ram the zombies. So setting them to 7 in a mass damage. And allowing for a couple of big bodies to stick to the board. So they do play probably the worst thing I could imagine, and that was frontal guard. I was kind of hoping they would have hit the Reaper, because then I could have easily traded my way through and dealt them down to 2. But instead they decided not to hit the Reaper, which was a good play. That was a good play on their part. Unfortunately, Zombie Party still clears this up nicely. The Reaper clears up the ward and leaves me with another full board for them to deal with. Which, knowing Sword, they don't really have much they can deal with a board like this. Not many Swords are running any board clear because there just aren't good board clear options for Sword at the moment. So I do get another Zombie Party, which closes out the game pretty easily. I mean, the Zombie Party's going to trade into that, and I'm going to get 12/12 worth of damage quite easily. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I mean, the voiceover had to be redone, but that's fine. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Check out the links in the description, including the deck list. And make sure definitely to hit the like for that Shadow Reaper, because it was bloody awesome, I think. But either way, here's the deck. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.